What's up, fam? So I asked and you answered. I wanted to know why men are very much intimidated by a woman that holds her own. And here are some of your answers.
The short, simple answer is men aren't intimidated by strong, independent women. In fact, my life is filled with strong, independent women. I wouldn't have it any other way. And I'm raising two strong, independent daughters who will one day be strong, independent, full-grown women.
Men seem to need a purpose, a need to be needed, I guess. And when women are strong and independent and can do their own thing, and it cuts out the need for the man to be a provider, doesn't need to be a problem solver, doesn't need to, fight a woman's battles, I guess. I think that's the part they're afraid. They're afraid of not being useful.
A woman should be successful, just like a man should be successful. And in fact, when they get together, it should be even better. It should be greater.
Is because they are insecure in a way, right? And not in a way, like a lot of men, they don't really feel sure of themselves. So when they meet a woman who has that strength to them, she is really, honestly, really out of their league in a way, right? This is just my opinion, right?
But for those who are, I think it's probably due to the changing of gender roles.
I feel like subconsciously men do realize that women are very powerful, at least from a natural standpoint, right? Women give everybody their body, right? Everybody that you've seen was formed in a woman. So if a woman wants to really unleash chaos, they can really do it. And the feminine energy is something that men still don't quite understand properly. Even sometimes I have difficulties understanding my sisters. But I do realize that they're powerful. I do recognize their divine nature.
First of all, I think people are just intimidated by strong, outgoing, sort of dominant personalities in general. Honestly, man, woman, doesn't matter. It's kind of, you take a step back like, whoa, I don't want to mess with this person, don't want to cross them, it kind of scares you.
And in fact, you'd see that sometimes there are certain character traits that when expressed by men are applauded as being strong and a go-getter attitude. And yet when you see those same traits in women, people put them down as being bossy, naggy, or sometimes even worse words than that. This is an example how the exact same traits can just present differently and be perceived differently by people, and that's something that we definitely need to fix. That's a definite gender bias and sexism that exists today.
Honestly, I think men are intimidated by a strong, independent woman because it goes back to the beginning of time, the status quo, where men were initially the providers, the givers, the caretakers. But it's kind of hard for some men to grasp the concept that a woman could do pretty much anything on her own. But it also comes to upbringing. It depends on what the man has seen when he was a young boy. Maybe perhaps the man was, the father was the man of the house and whatnot, and that's what they're used to. And also too, men just want to sometimes feel like they're in charge, that they're in control, and it's kind of a hard concept for them to split that power with a woman.
So with that being said, I guess I'll get back with y'all next week. As always, each one teach one. Deuces.